What's up, boys? Today I'm going to be going into Unreal Rank to teach all of you some of the most common mistakes that I see everyone do. But today we're going to be switching it up by going into the POV of the players that died and showing you guys the mistakes that they make and how they can learn from them. So if you guys do enjoy, make sure that you guys are subscribed, and let's get into the video. Alright, so another mistake I see a lot of people do is being actually way too aggressive. So as you can see here, this is actually me right here, and I am sitting on 0 mats. I have nothing to my name. This guy has been pressuring me the whole time. He's had the advantage all the whole time. He has the health advantage. I only have 100 HP after this guy shoots me. Right, he just surprises me, gets 2 decent hits on me, and now he's gonna chase me into this box. This is what I wanted him to do, but he could have easily gone this way, cut off my angle with his jetpack, and just literally killed me. But instead, I get a right hand peek on him and literally 200 pump him. He's literally just keying me without thinking now, right? He's not even thinking. This guy still has mats to his name. He has builds. He could build around me, box me, but instead he doesn't focus on that. He just focuses on trying to sprint in, right? Not being aware of where I am. All I have to do is take a good peek and then easily 200 pump him because he's not aware and doesn't use his mats to build, right? So make sure that when you guys are getting beams or lasers on people, you don't just try and jump in their box or jump into their reticle so that they can get a free shot on you. Look to do damage and then not take damage back after that. Alright, so now I'm going to show you guys a great example of how to do damage and not take damage back. And it's actually a situation I see a lot of people die in. I've actually died to this multiple times, and it's when people armor wall themselves in and you don't take the right peek and it ends up getting you killed because they just run out at you, right? You want to try to avoid this. As you can see, I just got a crazy beam there. He's 1 HP. He's going to armor wall himself in with basically nowhere to go. Now, any normal player would just smack on the wall and try and take it. But while I'm smacking it, I realize my shotgun's not reloaded. I take my time. I reload. I realize he has nowhere to go, right? Smack on his wall, put a cone on the ground so that he can't do anything to stop me from taking this wall, and he can't throw a ramp in my face. So when I do take the wall, I grab this, and I'm going to do a simple edit and then reset. Edit, reset. He's going to now shoot the wall because he's scared. Now all I have to do is edit on him, get a 2-tap, and finish off that fight. But most people will just wide edit and then put it into a 50-50 when you don't need to, because there's no right hand peek I can take here to make it like a easier shot for me. I have to do a wall reset so that I can get shots off without getting hit at the same time. Alright, so this is a situation I think we've all been in where you're weak on health and you're trying to get your meds off. This is a great example of not learning when the time is to fight and when the time isn't to fight. As you can see, this guy backs up. He's going to go chill. He's going to go back here and he's going to med. He actually gets into a really good spot over here because I can't get to him, right? I back up. I'm on the other side of these metal walls, which is going to take me a long time to farm, right? I can't get through this stuff. I do see this angle here and I'm going to take advantage of it. But the problem with this guy is he's too focused on what I'm doing and not focused on his HP. A lot of people drone out and they don't focus on how much health they have, right? This guy right here is a perfect example of that. He gets cracked, and instead of placing maybe an armored wall or just building metal in front of him, because look at this little spot that he has back here. He can go back into here and med. He has all the space in the world. I would have to go through 2 different builds or break this and then break through another wall to get to him. He has time to heal, but instead he's just focused on fighting me. And that allows me to just keep on pressuring him and spray him through the builds. Instead he's focusing on piecing me up when he has no health to his name, instead of just medding up. And now he puts himself in a bad position and I can just spray through the wall and bleed him. Alright, now we're actually going to get into one of my mistakes, which I think is very important to point out your own mistakes and learn from them. In this game here, I'm fighting this guy and I'm trying to get a kill. As you can see, the other person is right here. He is going to glide near me. Now this guy has the siphon coin and the mythic pistol, and I realized he had the coin, but I didn't realize that I needed to change the style of this fight because a bloom battle is never going to work for me against a mythic pistol that could double dink me, and I ended up dying to that because if I would have read this situation better and learned from my mistakes in the past, I would have known that this guy has the pistol, and I'm like, okay, there's no point in me peeking him because all he's going to do is double dink me, right? I may get some hits off and I may do a little bit of damage, but there's no point because all he has to do is 2-shot me and I'm dead. So if I would have read that he had that, I could have closed the distance with a shotgun and a jetpack, and then I would have maybe won that fight, but I didn't. So if you ever do see yourself dying to mistakes like this, go back and go review your gameplay because it's going to make you a lot better of a player. Alright, so now you're probably wondering, Farley, what are you doing up in the air, right? You should be talking about fighting. But I think learning how to drop is so important in the up and coming seasons because I see a lot of people still make this mistake. So as you can see, This guy is dropping at the raft just like a lot of people, right? But the difference between me and someone like this guy here is the way that they drop is ruining the start of their games. If you don't know what a drop map is, basically it's where you would get the lowest point of elevation so that it can set you up for the best drop so that you can beat everyone, because it's not just luck based on how high your glider hits in the air. It's actually very simple. You want to hit the lowest point of elevation. So for example, this bus is going over this little line right here, and this is going to be the best spot. You want to hit right here in this little pocket or right here in this little pocket, either of these. That's why there's so many people right here on this little spot and only a few people here because they jumped out late. But this guy back here is just not on the right track, and he's actually going to be diving straight down here. This is going to cause him to be behind everyone as well. So when he hits his glider, everyone else is up in front of him. See how everyone else is up in front of him, and then as he hits his glider, everyone else is in front of him. This puts him at a huge disadvantage because that means he has second pick to all of these people. All of these people gliding in are going to get a better pick of the drop spot, and they're going to be able to pick out better loot. And that's why I always win off spawn, because look at where I am compared to everyone else. Look at how low I am compared to everyone else. That means that I always guarantee myself the loot that I want, and I don't have to worry about other people stealing my drop spot. Also, if you guys want to see some more exclusive content on how to improve yourself as a player, go check out the link in the description where you guys can join my community. It's still in the early works and it is free. Also, if you guys do join the community, you have a chance to be shouted out. Here's today's. So if this does interest you, go in the link in the description, and let's get back to the video. Alright, so now I'm actually going to jump back to myself here, and I want to talk about zone priority. Now, if you don't know what zone priority is, basically it's learning when to start fighting people when zone is closing or moving, and when to focus on your rotate. Now, in this fight here, this guy's chilling over with me. As you can see, we both vibing over in this corner, but we have a max pull, right? We have to go pretty far. This guy up here basically has a free rotate, and so does this guy because he's on the pad. But me and this guy, we're stuck down in the lowest point trying to rotate past all of this. And there's going to be a difference between me and this guy's rotating. You're going to see it here. This guy's tapping his flowberry, and actually pretty good. He runs out, but he's just looking at me and focused on me. And that's his problem. He cuts me off instead of running back here. What he should have done is he should have tapped his fizz and ran out this way, because look at how free this little pathway is. He could have beat me to it, cut me off, and then shot at me, but instead he focuses on me. He could have just walled me off and they wouldn't have to worry about me, but now that he's stuck here, I can take that opportunity to tap my fizz and use the jetpack at the same time. Already talked about that before, and I can basically just get my rotate for free. See how I block him off there, and then I don't worry about him, and now I just go? That's what this guy should have done in the beginning, but now that he's stuck back here, now he has to make that rotate later, and he's forced up into this now, right? These things that happen to you and you're like, wow, why did I die? It's mostly because of a sequence of events, and you just don't understand why they're happening. But like this guy right here, these few little mistakes of not rotating early leads to him going up here and then runs into this guy right here. Even though he gets that kill, he's going to end up dying. Now he's running into zone. Right now he's taking zone damage. He's gonna fly over, and now since that happened, I'm allowed to look at him and I can get a beam on him. And in all those events that just happened, now he's running away, and he's gonna end up taking a bunch of fall damage that he wouldn't have needed to if he would have just rotated early. Make enough space again, right? But the thing is, he makes it very predictable where he's gonna go. Usually, no matter who the player is, they like to edit out left. I don't know what it is. It's just a habit that literally most people always have, is to edit out left instead of right. So if you can get that down, then you'll know where people are going, and I do that to kind of predict where this guy's movement is. I realize he's still stuck in that box, so I'm just going to swing to my right and then go to his left, wait for him to edit, and then just get a free 2-tap and get a free kill. Alright, so first we're going to focus on this guy here. It's a big mistake that I see a lot of players do, and it's not giving yourself enough space and time to react to the other player. As you can see in this fight here, I'm shockwaving above this guy and I get some cracks on him. Problem is, he builds in wood again. Always use wood as your last resort. You'll notice that the boxes that I had down here, they were in brick and metal, right? So that I have time to react to the shots that he's taking. If you build in wood, you have such a minimal amount of time to react to anything someone does. So you should always be saving your wood for your last resort, or when you're like maybe rotating and you're just trying to block a few shots, right? Always use wood as your last resort. Always be on brick or metal when you get into a fight, right? So as you can see, I get a scanner on this guy, and again, this guy hasn't moved from that original box that he was in, so I can just keep spraying him while I have scanner, and I can keep getting cracks, right? And eventually he reads that, but he goes into a 1 box again. He's still in a 1 tile box. He doesn't have cones on the floor, he doesn't have space, He should be building 2x1s or at least like a 2x2 or something like that to give himself time to heal. Again, he makes the same mistake again. He's in a 1x1 again. Look, he's in just one little box, and there's nothing you can really do in this box when you're in this position. Like, there's nothing you can really do. He needs to make a lot of space so that he can have time to heal, right? When he doesn't make enough space, you can always pressure on the person's wall, and they will always have no time to heal whatsoever, right? This guy's getting minis off, but he has med kits as well, but he's not going to be able to get them off because he doesn't build enough space. And eventually he does this. I don't really know what type of box this is. This just isn't going to work out for you. You're not building walls around you or anything, and also you always want to put a wall in between you and the person if there's another build in the way. So like, let's say that there's a ramp in between you and a player, or a floor for in this example. You always want to place a wall in between that because someone's going to take advantage of that. As you can see, I realized that. Swing on the floor, replace the wall in between me and him, then I get a full piece on him, cone, wall around him, everything, and then all I have to do is just take 2 good shots and finish off the fight. If you guys want some more exclusive content, go check out the link in the description where you can join my community. It is free, and whoever has the best post in the community, I'm going to be giving a shout out to every video. So if this does interest you, go in the link in the description and go check it out. And yeah, I'll see y'all later. Peace.